Hi guys, it's Colette. Welcome back to my channel, Grandmother Winds of the Earth. And if you're new to the channel, please subscribe and join us. It's a very informal channel. I like to talk and pass on any of the knowledge or wisdom I've accrued over the years. And I like you all to join in the comments. And it's simple as that. The question and answer things that have come in, there's been so many and they're great that will be ongoing, so just keep putting your questions on. If they are the same as someone else's, then you'll find that they'll have been answered, but that doesn't mean not to think out your own angle on them. One of them was too big for a question, just a little question. Someone asked me to do my daily spiritual practices for them, and I thought that was a good one to do, especially today when it's kind of yucky outside, and I've just put on some of a more autumny background. I've changed the room about, but I'll show you the different places I'm going to film in another video. Anyway, so starting off in the morning is a wee bit different now that Nellie's gone, because Nellie could sense if I so much as opened an eyelash, and then she jumped on me and snuffled and had me giggling, and then had to take her out for her morning duties. And then I would take my medication and come back to bed to give it a chance to sort of get me moving. But now Nellie's gone, I can open my eyes, move about, and Benji won't even notice because he's sort of deaf and going blind, and he just sleeps like 22 hours a day now. So when I waken, my first thought, apart from, oh, I miss Nellie because she's not at my feet and she's not jumping on me now, but my second thought is thank you and gratitude for actually wakening up, because I have family and friends that haven't wakened up and that are not with us anymore. And some of them passed, like they were here 1 hour and they were gone the next, and it was shocking. So I have a great gratitude for wakening up and knowing that I'm through another night and the day awaits me. And that day for me can be very different, but I'm grateful for it. The little things. So having that gratitude for wakening is a lovely thing, and it kind of sets me up. And then I'll lie and I will do my various run through of prayers to Great Spirit. I also have my prayers to Durga, although I'm not at the Durga altar. Where I sleep on the wall, I have a beautiful print of Goddess, and it's absolutely beautiful. So where I'm lying in bed on the opposite wall, so it's like, I've got a depiction over there anyway. And prayers are very specific to individuals, so you'll have your own and I've got my own, but what I would say is that they do have a certain theme, and they do have a sense of thank yous first for the people and my life. Thank you for maybe the stability, thank you for the health that I have got at the moment, and thank you for this, that and the next thing. And then maybe knowing what I want to do that day, if it's a day where I'm filming or whatever, excuse me, I will ask Goddess Saraswati, who is goddess of the sort of arts and writing and all the creativity kind of aspects, that I would ask her to help me during the day. If it's a day where I know I'm not going to do well, that I can hardly move in bed, then I would, I would make prayers to the avatar of Durga that would represent my health and my energy. Excuse me. Jim says I've been talking too much again. not that it minds, it was, I just can talk. So before I've come out of bed, I've done gratitudes, I've said thank you, I've gone through wishes for my family, for my friends, for the world, and then I've sort of more focused on myself for focusing on the potential day ahead. And I have had to learn over the last couple of years that I have to be flexible on that. I never make a decision on the day until I'm up a couple of hours, because there's a lot of mornings that the pain's so bad that I don't feel like getting out of bed. But I know if I do and I have my medications and I move about a bit, then a couple of hours later I could feel like writing and I could feel like whatever. So in my morning prayers there's a promise to myself not to make a call on the day until I've been up and eaten and had my meds and tried to move about a bit. And then I say, well, should this be a rest day or should this be a day of writing or videoing? So that works very well. If I'm having maybe lunch or dinner throughout the day, there'll always be a sense of blessings and thank you for that, for the good food that's on our table. I find reasons to say thank yous a lot throughout the day. And I tend to like to go outside and see what's happening in the garden, just sit. We have 4 swallow chicks at the moment in one of the wee outhouses, and a load of starlings this way, sorry, sparrows. And they all swoop down and try to have a bath in the sort of bird bath fountain, and just watching them, there's something special in watching their nature in nature, and listening for the bees. And even in autumn and winter there's always something in nature. I know that those of you that have been with me for a long time, they know I put up photographs of my view of the trees changing throughout the year. And I do love that, and I'm actually going to try to do more videos with the curtains and the window open, so that you can actually get an idea of what's going on to the front of the cottage. It might work, it might not, it might make me look like a black blob with this behind me, but I'll try my best. Anyway, so there's always thanks and blessings throughout the day. If I talk to one of my daughters, or there's WhatsApps or whatever, always after it is like, thank you, Spirit, for that connection. Because these things are a blessing. I remember I used to phone my mum once from a pharmacy at lunchtime just to check she was okay, and then pick up kids, do this, that, next thing, and phone her again about 7:30 at night to check that she was okay. That was in the days I was working. The other days I was kind of looking after her. She lived quite close. And now, I mean, my girls and I and my friends were like on a rolling WhatsApp throughout the day. There's just, the conversation just goes on throughout the day. Although we don't stay looking at the phone all day. We'll do our stuff, go back. All right, okay. And to me, that technology is a blessing and a joy, and not to be abused in any way. But rather than this sort of twice a day from my mum, where once the phone call was gone, that was it. I now have a very loving, gentle interaction, and know that my family are just a little message away if I need them. So that's a blessing. I'm always very thankful for that. I'm thankful for Jim and the dogs, and still having Benji. So taking it through, there would be blessings for dinner and chat, and come through after dinner and sit and just gently think of the day. Although it's quite early on, about maybe 6 o'clock, there's a sense of give myself a pat on the back and a thank you to Durga or Great Spirit for anything I've managed to do that day. And then the evening is different, and depending on how, how tired I am or whatever. But what I like to do is once I've said goodnight to my daughters, etc., I put on the candles and the lights at they have a big altar in a cupboard here. You might have seen it if you've been with me. And it has representation of Durga, it has Saraswati, it has Lakshmi, it has Kali, it has Ganesh, and underneath there's also photos of the teepee I used to go to, and various parts of my life that are more to do with a Native American path. And then the other side, it's got oils and stuff, and that's more my folk magic-y bit. So it's like I've got this big cupboard with everything in it, and it's not, because there's more in the other cupboard. But so I basically sit in front of that and say my evening prayers, then literally closing down. I'll be burning either white sage or I'll be burning some lovely incense, probably Nag Champa intense. I like the intense one. And I will almost go backward through the day. I'll say, my devotions and blessings. Thank you for the things that have happened during the day, particularly if something really nice has happened. If something's, maybe I've got a plant in the post from someone, or there's just been nice news. I'll be thankful for that. If it's been a hard day, I'll still be thankful for having had the resilience to deal with it, and the fortitude to still be breathing and not panicking or whatever, because let's face it, life can be hard, and there's things that we hear every day that maybe flatten us a bit. But I still think, although I wouldn't be necessarily thankful for what happened, I know some people can be, that everything is a reason and you'll learn from it or whatever. Yeah, sort of. I can understand the bigger picture of it, but when it's you, it's like, so I'm not perfect, but I can thank for the resilience or the feeling of being protected by my guides, etc. I also say to, my thanks to White Storm for the day, and I forgot about him in the morning, but I say that too. And then after doing a kind of meditation, I close the candles down, and then I would go, and my favourite thing at night is music. Although I've lost a lot of my hearing, I can still hear lower tones. So anything with bass in it or everything I love. Also, I have a memory of what the songs should sound like, although they sound a bit different now. So I still have a wonderful experience of music, albeit it might not be your experience of music. Anybody that's hearing impaired will know what I'm talking about. It's different, but that doesn't mean it isn't good. So I love music, and I would just continue with that. Obviously, and then out talking to Jim. At the weekend we tend to spend more time together, but during the week, I kicked the camera. Sorry. But so then I would later on go to bed, and that would be ideal. But some nights don't work like that. Sometimes, there's people that need me to give them advice, or there's family that aren't well that needs advice, or there's things come in that you just have to do. In that case, I wouldn't get my evening prayers done here, but I would make sure that as I was preparing for bed, I would sit again up in my bed and do the same prayers and the same thanks, etc. But just 5-10 minutes before I actually lie down in bed to go to sleep. Now I'm sure I've missed out loads and loads of things. I take a lot of spiritual wealth from my creativity. I love my air plants and watching them develop and grow. And to me, there's just having them and being able to interact with them is a spiritual gift. So I would say thank you for that. Having a very loving husband who makes me feel very cherished is a thing I say thanks to throughout the day. The same with my daughters and my grandson, and my friends and family. You know, there's always these thoughts going on. Don't get me wrong, sometimes I'm just chilling out reading a book, and I'm not necessarily thinking that way, but I do feel what I would say is my day is punctuated by gratitude and thanks, and that in itself keeps me really quite contented inside. As I say, life's not perfect. I don't think it ever can be. It can be perfect in moments, and it can be perfect just to us, although it might not be perfect to other people. But when those moments come, you take them and you have to be thankful for them. There's no way you can't be thankful for them because they're a gift. Every bit of life that we get on this beautiful planet is a gift. And I'm not, I mean, those of you that know me know I'm not into toxic positivity. Anybody that's knows me politically, or when I've got a bee in my bonnet, maybe about child poverty and stuff like that, know that I'm not airy fairy kind of everything's good and everything's all right, and I'm not like that at all. But I do have a contentment because I can see that there are very good things in this life. And that contentment and that acknowledgement of these beautiful things, whether it's nature, whether it's love, whether it's a smile from a grandchild, all these things give me a contentment then to be a bolshy wee witch when I have to be. So, yeah. I'll finish this video and I'll think, oh my goodness, I didn't say about this. Incenses, yes. White sage, yes. If I'm feeling maybe tired or whatever, essential oils over there. Up there is all my different herbs and kind of magical stuff. It's all here, and it's all in the garden, and it's all in kind of my psyche. And because my spiritual path, a spiritual way each day is a habit, it's something I don't tend to forget to do. So if you're at the stage where you want to have a kind of spiritual, little full stops at various points of the day, punctuations, then make them a habit. That's what I would say. Make them a habit. I have just realised that the sun it's gone very dull outside, and because of that, everything seems to be reflecting the light behind me, which is orange, and I do not want to see what my face looks like in this light. It'd probably be bright orange, but never mind. I'm experimenting with things. I'm just having fun. Again, it's a blessing. I've finally got my writing and reading and devotional room the way I totally want it. So yeah, so make it a habit. And every day that you make it a habit, before you know it, it's there. It's there. And what happens when you do that is you start to tune in more, you start to understand that things are coming to you. And obviously that's a normal day where I'm not doing a deep meditation for you know, the mediumship or whatever. Um, and it's not a day maybe I'm doing a ritual. It's not a day that I'm maybe, it's not a solstice, it's not a sabbat, it's not anything that would be a special day that would need to have its own special things, like, you know, the summer solstice, the winter solstice, white storms, what I say is his birthday. These all would involve different ways of doing things. What I've told you about is just a basic day with nothing else added on. But this morning, as I was sort of saying my thanks, and I felt a wee bit drained, and I'd wanted to do this. It's been a mad week, car, MOT, back forth, this, that, and the next thing. People ill that I love. Oh, it's been quite full on. So I wanted to feel sort of grounded and just being the best person I could to be helpful for whatever was needed. And I felt in that I had to be more aware of myself, the self that can be strong, resilient, etc. And before I knew it, there was a mantra came to me, and some actions, and I've put it up as a short. I'm going to add it on here, because when you do your daily practice, you're continually in a state of recognition of spirit. So therefore they have a recognition of you, you know, it's all one. So in lifting yourself up, you're accessing more, even if you don't realise it. So anyway, it was like, if I can remember it, because it just came this morning. Started off with, I wanted to say I, and that was I, and then it was I, me, and then it was I am, I be. So it was I, me, I am, I be. And that's what came to me after my prayers. And I was very chuffed with it. And I'm going to use it now. And I think I might use it every day. And you're welcome to use it too. I don't know where it came from. But it came after my morning prayers. So I again am grateful for that gift, wherever it came from. If it came from my own higher self to give me what I needed for the day ahead, then I'm grateful to my higher self for communicating that with me. So anyway, I better go. This will take ages to go up, but I hope you've enjoyed it. And if you've any other questions, specifically maybe more about non-normal days, or if you want to see any more of the practices or whatever in more depth, I can try these things, but I've got a bookload of suggested videos and all the other things I want to do, so bear with me. So many blessings. If you've stayed this long, thank you. Remember to give me a thumbs up. If you want to know more about my life, Memoirs of a Clairvoyant by Colette is my memoirs, and it's on Amazon and all the online shops now. It's been out about 4 years, so you could have a wee look in that. And support the channel if you want to. So many blessings now. Bye.